Excellent connection. Very good. Hello, hello, and welcome back to the stream or the VOD. Last time I was working on one of the cutscenes that take place in the Sayannor Village level. It's sort of like this. It's kind of like an Ewok village from Return of the Jedi. Similar idea. And today I'll work on the next one, which will take place in the same level. But we'll have like a different series of events. Oh, I was gonna say something, but I forgot what it was. I'll probably remember it later on. All right, let's quickly preview what we have so far. Okay, that's it. That's the cutscene. Not particularly it's not particularly big and cinematic. Main purpose is that behind the cutscene is the idea that you spawn in the level, and then it's kind of serves as kind of like an introduction to the level, just a short one because technically in the game you've been introduced to this level already. Yeah, different cutscene earlier on during like the intro cinematic, which I think is in my I think it's somewhere in my I think I have a video of that in my YouTube channel somewhere. You can go watch that if you want to see what it's like. I don't feel like bringing it up right now. So this is like a short secondary introduction where the camera basically just goes, and then these two characters go around this table, kind of hinting to the player that this is where you're meant to go because you were following them before. The quest is follow me, and then the camera returns to the player, and the player has control over the game. And the player goes down here, and the next cutscene is going to play when you touch an invisible trigger. Hold on, let me check on my stream. Test. Okay, good. Okay, looks good. So yeah, anyways, there's going to be a trigger here that triggers a second cutscene. It's going to be a little bit longer, actually a lot longer than the previous one. It's basically going to be this guy explaining what he wants from you. Maybe you'll have like an extra little scene where it shows the oh crap, what did I call it? It's like a machine. It's like a machine that shoots flames and burns stuff. It's like a deforester thing. The specific lore behind this is that there's like a different race of aliens that are coming from space, and they're creating an outpost, and they're using this deforester tank to burn down a bunch of trees so that they could create a building. But you don't necessarily know that, the player. All you know is that there's an invasion happening, and these guys need your help to deal with the weird machine that's burning down the forest. That's what this guy's going to tell you. And then he's going to tell the other guy to, once again, actually, I don't know if I'll have him. Yeah, I probably will. So then that character, this guy, he's going to guide you over to the place where the flamethrower tank is, so that you can have your showdown with it, and that's basically just a boss battle. And then that's the end of the chapter 1 that I'm going to eventually release when it is finished. I'm pretty much just winging it. I'll figure it out as I go along. I have a bit of a rough plan. Massive parts of the game have been made already. I'm basically in this stage where I'm compiling it together into usable, like an actual playable game that has like a coherent story. It's not a full story. It's basically going to be chapter one of a bigger story. The plan is to continue with like a chapter two and then three and then four. And I have like a general outline of how I want the story to go. Okay, so anyways, let's actually get to work on this second cutscene. Actually, no. Let's make the trigger for the cutscene first. This is going to be an area node. It's going to be like probably over here. I want it centered around this table. That's probably a good spot. Okay, what kind of shape should I use? I'm not sure if I should use a box or a sphere, or maybe a cylinder. Yeah, box will be good. In case you're wondering why I have two perspective or viewports. Yeah, viewports. That's that way. If you're wondering why I have two viewports here, it's because this second viewport on the right is a preview of the cutscene instance of the camera. So if I go over to like the animation player and I start playing with the timeline, you'll see the camera perspective moving around and the characters moving around in the cutscene. All right, so now that I have this selected, I'm going to make the second animation that is going to be in this cutscene. So for this one, I'm not going to hijack the camera. Instead, I'm going to quick explanation. When cutscene 01 animation plays, the camera node here doesn't actually get activated. It's used as a like a guide for the like the actual game camera, which follows the position of this camera while using this as the look at guide. I'm basically using the position. So here's the camera position. I'm basically saying move the actual game camera over to the position of this camera and look at this transform over here. It effectively allows me to dynamically fade between the game camera, which you can control, and the cutscene camera. But I can't do that for every cutscene because there's like a problem that I can't really deal with, where if you have like if you use multiple animations in one cutscene, it like whips around very abruptly. But yeah, this is really good for. So in this in cutscene 02, I'm going to actually just straight up use this camera for that cutscene instead of having it hijack the game camera. Sorry if it's kind of a jumbled explanation. I'm not necessarily the best at articulating what I'm trying to say, but yeah, I'm just gonna keep going here. So take this camera. Let's move the keyframes to the start of the timeline. Move the camera to, oh, whoops. A good position, like over here. Is that good? Is that too far away? I think it's probably fine. I don't want to touch the field of view. I don't know, I just don't think that introducing like another, it's another thing that I have to worry about during the cutscene. I've used it a few times in some other cutscenes for to a good effect, but I don't think that it's a good idea to use it for this one cutscene. Okay, so let's add a keyframe for this. I think for this cutscene, I will use like a fake version of the protagonist model that exists to make it easy to make him easier to animate. Actually, let's expand upon the trigger for this cutscene. Yeah, I'm getting ahead of myself. I'm not going to work on the cutscene or the animation for the cutscene just yet. I'm going to first work on getting the trigger working. Okay, cutscene trigger. I'm just gonna copy over some things from this scene. Actually, I'm going to save this as a reusable object so that I can just copy over whenever. I might actually already have one of these, I forget. Oops. Okay, let's move into a good spot. As soon as the player touches the trigger, he's going to turn invisible, and the cutscene version of the player is going to turn visible. That's the plan. Actually, no, for this one, he should be invisible. In this one, that he should become visible. Okay. All right. Let's test it out. I probably forgot a step. Very good chance of that. Okay, good. So this guy on the bottom left, this is the cutscene instance of the player, the player character. This guy. So he will be animated during over the course of the cutscene, and the real player will be turned invisible. And I think that it worked. Problem is that actually no, I think the player was in frame at the time that happened. So it works pretty much perfectly. I just have to make the rest of the cutscene now. So let's have this guy start right where he is. And then walk forward up to the table. I'll worry about the actual animations later. Make sure that this guy's position is set. And same with this guy. Okay, what next? Oh, let me think. Okay, let's move the camera. So after 5 seconds, have the, or over the course of 5 seconds, let's move the camera into a more sideways position. Move it forward a little bit. Maybe move it down and point it up a little bit. It's too linear. Let's put some easing in there. Let's do in out or -2. Okay, this should be a good start. Make it last 7 seconds. So this particular cutscene is actually going to have multiple animations in it, starting with just this one. Let's have this character, the Kyrothian with the feather headdress. Let's have him say something. The way I handled text in this one is I had a bunch of these show text nodes with references to text in the translation file. I'm going to do the same thing here. Okay, now let's make the actual, let's figure out what he's going to say. This is going to be the index, and this is going to be the English translation for the text. Sayannor Village cutscene 01. So what should this guy say? Okay, how about this? So the player's name is going to be Raphael. Thank you for this. We have always been in your debt. And proud to have the privilege of, and he's okay, so he's supposed to be kind of buttering you up in a way so that he can ask you another favor. So this is the beginning of the game. Here's what he says in an earlier cutscene leading up to that. He says to a different character, "Excellent work, your job is complete." Then he changes his attention to you and says, "As for you, human, Raphael, was it? I believe you have assisted my people before. Yes, I have heard great things about you in the past, but now I request your assistance on an urgent matter. Come, we shall discuss this further in a more appropriate place." And then the cutscene ends, fades to black, and then this level loads in, and it shows that little scene where the camera goes down like that, and then it shows these two characters gathering by this table, and then you get control of the game once more. And then you walk up, then you approach the table, and then yeah, that scene that I'm working on right now plays. And I'm trying to figure out what exactly he says. Thank you for joining us. You've always been your debt, and I'm proud to. Need to be graced with the presence of a human. So I'm thinking these guys kind of almost see you as like a. So these little guys, I'm thinking they kind of almost see you as like a demigod. I kind of want to give the player that vibe that these creatures look up to you. They think, "Whoa, it's so cool, so strong." That's kind of a vibe that I want to give the player, that they're seen as very important, even though you're basically just a. Actually, no, in a way, you are kind of important for other lore reasons. But I mean, from the player's perspective, he's just like a. I'm not sure if he's like a teen. If I should say he's a young adult or a teenager. I think teenager is probably good. Let's say he's like 16 or 17 years old. Okay, so now he's going to bring up that he needs something else from you. But now we have no time. Now it is no time for formalities. There is no time for formalities. We need your help again. Monster. Being of fire and iron. Is in our sacred dangerous being. Specify that that's dangerous. Fire and iron is terrorizing our sacred land. Or is terrorizing the sacred land by our holy temple. Actually, let's add something else in between. Let's do this 4. Know that you've seen it, the smoke. Haze that chokes the air. Or that fills the air and chokes your breath. That smoke is the result of a monster, a dangerous being of fire and metal. Sorry, it's trying to make it more grammatically correct because I'm changing the part of the sentence and it's like it's causing the rest of it to be incorrect. That smoke is the result of a monster, a dangerous being of fire and metal, which is terrorizing the sacred land of our holy temple. I need no. We need you to subdue this abomination. Not just to protect our sacred territories of the Sayannor Village, but also because I fear that this creature may burn down the entire Sayannor forest. I beg of you to do this for me and my people. our best warriors have already attempted to stop this creature, but none have been able to. Okay, how should I describe this? I beg of you to do this for me and my people. All right, my greatest warriors have already attempted to stop it, but none have been able to. I think this will be the last one. Please, if anyone can do it, know that a human like yourself can. If possible, find out where this abomination came. I think that should be good. Oh, now I just have to figure out what sort of cinematics will go along with this. So I'm thinking this will play during that initial bit when the camera's kind of moving forward. Now in this one, it'll snap over to the chief's face. Then maybe over here, I'll point the camera towards a plume of smoke. And then show like an area where it's kind of hazy looking. Because he's talking about the smoke. Oh my, oh my. OBS, you gonna reconnect? Sorry about that. Internet disconnected for a bit. Unfortunately, I'm reliant on Wi-Fi. I don't have a way of connecting to a wired internet connection. Sorry about that. Nothing I can really do about it right now. I just hope that I can, maybe in the future, I'll be able to fix it. All right. So, anyways, maybe during this little bit over here, we'll have the monster. We'll have it fade to black and then show a scene of the flamethrower tank thing engulfed in flames. Try to keep it in a hidden from view, so it's like you can like see it through the flames, but the idea is to try to make it look menacing. And then fade to black again. Back to the table. Start zoomed out and slowly zoom in as the text scrolls. Zoom in, and then for this, have it snap over to the chief's face again. And then maybe pan towards the player's face. Show the chief's face again from another angle. And then fade to black. And then end the cutscene and get the player control back over the game. So I came up with that like literally just now on the spot. I think it's a good plan. All right, let's get to work. So I've done this one already. Let's do this one. This one should be quick and easy. Basically just a view of the dude's face from the camera. Wait, no, it's not done yet. I still have to add the animations of the actual, like the actual armature animations. Okay, let's do that right now. Let's do that right now. And apparently this animation isn't looping. I should fix it. What I'm doing right now is I'm making it so that when the player presses A at the end of this scene, it'll play the next part. Oh, I have to actually activate the text. Almost forgot. Oh, export CSV. And make sure to use UTF-8 because otherwise it won't work. Because I'm pretty sure that Godot uses UTF-8. As far as I know. All I know is that when I don't use UTF-8 encoding, it doesn't work. Anyway, I do use it, it does work. Okay, let's quickly test this out to see if it works. So what should happen is when I get close enough to that table. Oh yeah, I forgot about this glitch. Oh well. Raphael, thank you for joining us. We've always been in your debt and are happy to be graced with the presence of a human. Okay. It works. Maybe we'll have it say of a human once more. Okay, you know what? It's getting a little bit late. I usually only go to like from like 5 to 6. I switched up the schedule like the past 3 weeks because, well, there's like some reasons I don't want to get into. Partially because I've been forgetting, but I mean, let's just say that my schedule is gonna be back to normal from now on. I won't be missing streams anymore probably. But yeah, I usually go from like 5 to 6. It's a little bit late today because I kind of lost track of time. But yeah, since it's 6 o'clock, I'm probably just gonna quit for the time being. And yeah, we'll continue tomorrow, if assuming I'm not busy tomorrow. So yeah, yeah, I think this was a good start. Maybe a little bit slow to begin. Yeah, maybe I should have gotten started earlier. Yeah. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.